everyone, welcome to Married with Wrestling. I'm Susan, and this is Chris, and we are here to talk about the Elimination Chamber this week.
Yeah, so yesterday, prior to Elimination Chamber, I had some things I wanted to talk about with AEW. I figured we would cover a couple things that happened in Elimination Chamber and discuss the repercussions of what happened. WWE had other plans because Elimination Chamber was a really solid show top to bottom. However, the first 10 minutes of the show and the last 10 minutes of the show were a freaking fever dream. So I'm going to start with the way the show ended because that's what's all over social media. So I'm not even going to jump to it. I'm going to set it up. So the main event match was the Men's Elimination Chamber with Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and John Cena. Which WWE has built as a stacked lineup, and it was. That match was a hell of a lot of fun. Drew McIntyre was the first eliminated on a roll-up by Priest, so McIntyre proceeded to have a meltdown in a McIntyre way, so that was fun. And then Logan Paul jumped from the top of the pod to eliminate Priest after McIntyre had claymored him. And then CM Punk got rid of Logan Paul as revenge for throwing him out of the Rumble. So that took us down to the last three, which was Punk, Rollins, and Cena. And this is where the match really got fun and really stepped up into another gear. Because Seth Rollins, of course, his obsession with CM Punk was taking over. And he was like, he told John Cena to go film some more movies and get out of the way because CM Punk was his. So Rollins is slowly becoming unhinged as well. There's a lot of people in WWE that are slowly becoming unhinged. But they're all... It's funny, like Drew McIntyre was the first, but Owens did it and turned it up to 100, which he had a match where he destroyed Sami Zayn. Like that was a brutal match for WWE. We'll talk about that later. So what happens is Punk and Cena end up working together to eliminate Rollins because Rollins goes from a go to sleep to an AA and then Punk pins him. So the final two were Cena and Punk. Which I predicted those two would start. What happened was so much better. There was a couple things that I predicted on this show that WWE executed much better than I laid it out. So Rollins is pissed. So Punk and Cena are fighting. I completely forgot Rollins hadn't even left the cage yet. And Punk was in the ropes. And Rollins hit a stomp on Punk. And then just sat there just watching. And Cena looks at Punk and realizes it. Cena grabs Punk, puts him in an STF in the middle of the ring. And John Cena even is like, as he's got CM Punk in the hold, he dramatically yells, "I'm sorry!" like as he's got him in the hold. So CM Punk passes out. John Cena wins the match. So for me, that's who I was pulling for because I thought the story was there. I was fine with either Punk or Cena. I figured it'd be one of those two. The story was there to both. I was pulling a little more for John. And boy, did that pay off. So John Cena wins the match. He's in the ring celebrating. He looks emotional, like he looks like he's happy. Cody Rhodes' music hits. Now keep in mind, the Rock and Cody segment hadn't happened yet. So what I'm expecting is it to fade out on John Cena celebrating and they come back and they say, okay, it's time for Cody to give his answer. No, we went right into it. So Cody comes out, he's celebrating with Cena, shaking his hand. Cena's like, it's going to be me and you at WrestleMania. It's going to be great. Like, and John Cena's talking over the top so the crowd could tell they're communicating. And then The Rock's music hits. And Travis Scott comes out. And then The Rock comes out after Travis Scott's been out there for, 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, just standing there.
Just standing there. Like, I don't know if they gave him any direction or if they're like, if Rock was just like, go out there. The way the wrestling business likes to tease each other, it wouldn't surprise me if The Rock went out there and he was like, I'll be right out. And just like stood in the back and he's like, I wonder how long I can get Travis Scott to stand out there and do nothing. So finally Rock comes out, he walks to the ring, and he's got his weightlifting belt that says Cody's Soul. And he gets into the ring, and he tells Cody, he's like, I want your soul, I want your body, I want your mind, I want
He didn't
to
say
give
body,
you everything.
I said body.
You said body. That's what threw me off. So you said he wanted his body. You're like half asleep doing this thing, and I just hear you go, your body. So anyway, he tells Cody everything he wants, and it's time for Cody to give his answer. And here's where the fever dream begins. Cody Rhodes tells Rock that he wants everything that The Rock is promising. And the crowd starts to turn a little bit because they're like, ugh. And where Cody was becoming a little more unhinged, I was giving him about a 35 to 40% chance of agreeing to join The Rock and turning. And I was like, oh, that'll give a good heel for John Cena to fight. Wrong again. So Cody tells Rock that his soul's not his because he sold it to the, Codyisms.
I sold it to the fans.
Yeah, I sold it to all them. And I figure Cody's going to say something like, so the answer's no, or sorry, Rock, can't do it. That's not at all what Cody Rhodes said. Cody Rhodes put on his theatrical pants today, and he goes, so, hey, Rock. Mind you, this is WWE. WWE did not blacken the screen. WWE did not censor what I'm about to say. Cody Rhodes looks Rock dead in the eye, uncensored, and goes, hey, Rock, go fuck yourself. And I lost my damn mind. Because first of all, I'm not watching AEW. I'm watching WWE. WWE doesn't do this. This is outside of their comfort zone with their sponsors and their PG, and their focus on family friendly. And Cody Rhodes has just dropped the F-bomb right to The Rock's face. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And the first thing I'm thinking in my mind is how many children's parents are watching this, and the parents have to be like, no, don't say what Cody said. Don't say those words.
I mean, it was after 10 o'clock, though, so, why were the kids still awake?
I don't know. But I kind of feel like Triple H moved up the starting time because he's like, maybe we can get kids to see this too. But that's not where the kids' hearts are going to be broken, if anything.
No.
So John Cena is like begging Cody not to do it. He's like, no, me and you, Mania, me and you. And when Cody tells The Rock to go F himself, John Cena and Cody hug, and John Cena's facing The Rock. And here's where the fever dream continues. The Rock looks at John Cena, and John Cena is staring at The Rock. And you and I both thought it was a look of, you can't corrupt Cody Rhodes. Mm-hmm. No. The Rock did a throat slice motion.
Okay, first off, let me say, he did it a little weird. I thought he was doing a smiley face motion.
It was a little high.
Yeah,
it was.
At first, because I was like, why does he want him to smile?
So when Rock makes this face, Cena backs up, shakes Cody's hand, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up, it's all over social media, John Cena kicked Cody Rhodes right in the balls. So John Cena has decided to go heel on his retirement tour, which is a hell of a gamble. Because now, it's just funny, because this is probably the first time in his career he's had so many people behind him. And they were like, nah, we're not doing that. So he kicks Cody Rhodes in the balls, and him and The Rock proceed to beat the ever-loving hell out of Cody Rhodes. Like, John Cena hits him with the belt multiple times, he chokes him with his tie, he rips his shirt off of him. Rock beats him with his weight belt. Cody's busted open. Rock takes the blood, puts it on the belt like he did last year against Roman. And John Cena and The Rock have emerged as a team that is out to end Cody Rhodes. So, that is way better than anything that I imagined was going to happen. I did not see John Cena turning heel. And it's kind of funny because the signs were there, because even Triple H brought up in the press conference, he was like, John Cena said he was going to the chamber and it was best for business. Like, I noticed a shift there. And it's just like, oh, of course, you were showing us Cody becoming unhinged and setting all of this up. Meanwhile, in the background, John Cena is just like, yeah, we're all like, yeah, okay, he's earned that. And no, he's literally pulling his weight around, probably with help from Rock, because it makes sense now that Rock would be the one to be like, yeah, put Cena in the chamber, especially if Cena was his ace in the hole to beat the hell out of Cody Rhodes. So, the last 10 minutes of Elimination Chamber were absolutely insane, and I loved every minute of it. God bless that last 10 minutes of the show. From Cody telling The Rock to go fuck himself moving forward was like an out-of-body experience. I could not believe what I was seeing. And it was really, really well done, and man, am I excited for a Cody Cena match at Mania. I want to see what pieces go into place there. I want to see where we're going, because this was an insane way to end the show. So that's fun. But like I told you at the start of the video, the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes were the most insane parts of the show. So let's talk about the first 10 minutes of the show. So the show started with the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And everything that I dumped on WWE for not doing during the Royal Rumble was done here, and just like with Cody Rock, was done much better and with more drama than I would have planned. So, let's set the stage. So, everybody comes out for the chamber. The last two left in the chamber, or last two to enter the match, is Liv Morgan and Naomi. Before the cage even closes, Jade Cargill's music hits. And everybody's like, oh my god. Jade Cargill comes down to the ring looking like a freaking badass and looking pissed.
Yeah.
So she gets into the ring. Now, let me set the stage for you. Since Naomi and Liv Morgan were the last two out, everybody else gets a pod to wait to come out, if you're unfamiliar with Elimination Chamber. So that means Bianca, Bayley, Roxanne, and Alexa Bliss are all in pods. Jade Cargill's music hits. She comes to the ring. Liv Morgan is like, no. Like, Liv Morgan is like cowering. Liv Morgan feels like she's about to get her ass beat.
Yes.
And Naomi's just kind of standing there, not really reacting one way or the other. She doesn't look happy to see Jade, she doesn't look upset to see Jade. Jade goes to throw a punch at Liv, turns at the last minute, and decks Naomi, and proceeds to beat the ever-loving hell out of Naomi. Like, shutting her head in the cage. Like, just beating the absolute tar out of Naomi. And the entire time this is happening, Bianca is in her pod, melting down, throwing a fit, banging on the glass, yelling for somebody to help, trying to get out. Like, Bianca has to watch this happen. And her pod is pointed directly at what's going on. So, you and I talked about it. We want to be a fly on the wall in the room where the person came up with the idea, hey, let's put Bianca in a pod and she has to watch the whole damn thing and can't do anything. Masterful stroke on that. That's so much better than what I said they should have done at the Rumble. This worked out so much better because Bianca had to watch it happen. That was what sent it over the top, was that Bianca had to watch and there was nothing she could do. So Naomi gets taken out on a stretcher with a neck brace. And they announce Naomi can't compete. So Naomi's just eliminated. So Jade Cargill doesn't take her place or anything like that. They get Jade Cargill to go away. She just leaves. So we're left with the other five. So we're going to have a 5-person Elimination Chamber at this point. Now, I don't know if it's from the insanity of how the match started, but I felt like the match itself was fine. Nothing great. Nothing really super to write home about. Except for the fact that at one point... Well, first of all, let me say this. The last person I wanted to win the chamber that was in there was Liv Morgan. Because I've seen enough Liv Morgan-Rhea Ripley matches in feud to last myself for a good while.
Put in the work.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yes. Liv Morgan took an absolute beating, and she has all the respect in the world for me for the beating that she took in there. Like, her elbow was bleeding. She had bruises. She was the target of a Bianca Belair whip on top of a pod. And let me tell you, if you could find the clip of that, when she hit Liv Morgan with that hair, it sounded like a gun went off.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, they played it a few times.
And it, like, wrapped around her side.
It did. She had, like, a welt all the way across her stomach. And it was a deep welt, too. And it just, my lord, it sounded like a gun went off. Yeah. I swear to God. So the last two of the match ended up being Bianca and Liv Morgan. Now, where the match and the story kind of fell apart for me, personally, I mean, this is probably a small nitpick, but Bianca was fighting with emotion during the beginning part of the match, but that didn't really last. If you would have turned on the chamber about halfway through and seen Bianca, other than them mentioning on commentary, you couldn't tell from Bianca that her two best friends just tried to kill each other. Well, strike that. One friend tried to kill the other friend before the match, because she wrestled a normal match. She was whipping her hair. Like, I would have liked to have seen a little more sullenness and a little more seriousness from Bianca. And maybe that's why the hair whip came out. Because she hasn't done that in When's the last time we saw somebody get whipped with the hair?
It's been a long time.
It was probably when Bayley was heel and she was fighting Bayley for like 8 years.
Maybe.
Might have been that. And then when she won the match, she was celebrating and everything else. I would have thought that she would have wanted to get out of that cage as fast as she can. I know she needs to do the WrestleMania point and all of that, but I think we would have been okay if they had been like, well, Bianca obviously doesn't feel like celebrating. You know, it's great that she has this world title shot, but she needs to go see what's going on. But she stopped and had a confrontation with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I just would have liked Bianca to be a little more affected by it in the post-match and kind of in the match itself. That's my only nitpick with the story. I still think Jade Cargill's part was executed perfectly. I wouldn't change a thing. So that was the first few minutes of the show, was Jade Cargill attacking Naomi. There were, I think by my count, between the men's Elimination Chamber, the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match, and the Jade Cargill stuff, I think I counted 8 or 9 holy shit chants for this show from the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, the crowd was very into the show. Very, very into it.
Yeah, it was a good crowd.
It was a good crowd, a good show. With that being said, that wasn't the only thing that happened. So, Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus teamed up to fight Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I'm not going to say much about this match because, honestly, the match was fine. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton pinned Nia Jax, so that probably puts Nia Jax in the rear view, and Tiffany can focus on Charlotte for Mania. I think that will be fine. I think Tiffany and Nia would have been better with some build. Like I said, I think Nia really could have worked in some heel stuff there and been like, you know, you had to sneak up on me. You know when I'm coming, and I'm going to get you. But we didn't do that. We went with Charlotte because Charlotte decided she wanted to wrestle, and we give her championships when she does. Or championship matches when she does. So, that match was fine. Trish got a good pop. It was fine. The Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn match, on the other hand, was really, really brutal. Nobody bled, which surprised me. They even set it up because the ref had on gloves before the match even started. So I think he was even anticipating somebody's going to spill some blood. And they did all the things you want to see in an unsanctioned match. They tried to kill each other. They went up into the crowd and brawled. There were trash cans, chairs, ring bells, trash can lids, hockey sticks. Everything that you'd want to see in an unsanctioned match was there. I can't do it justice by calling spots or anything like that. But just check it out. If you like car crash matches like I do, it's a pretty good one. It's pretty brutal by WWE standards. Of course, Sami Zayn was selling the neck the whole time. Kevin Owens in that match also took quite a beating. They both did. And the match eventually ended because Kevin Owens apron powerbombed Sami Zayn like 2 or 3 times, like he did in NXT when he first turned on him. So he did that multiple times. That was what put Sami out. And then Owens was leaving, and he decided he wasn't done. And he went back to go assault Sami Zayn some more. And he was putting his head in the chair and ramming it up against... Actually, I think that happened in the match, now that I think about it. But he was going to hit him with a package pile driver on the concrete. He pulled the mat back and everything else. Randy Orton's music hit. So we had the return... Before this John Cena, Cody Rhodes stuff even happened, we had a Jade Cargill return, and we had a Randy Orton return. So Randy Orton comes out, and Kevin Owens is just in the ring, like he's about in tears, and he's like, come on, because he knows he's about to die for what he's done to Randy Orton. He knows, he's watched Randy Orton enough to know. He's like, okay, just come in here. I know I'm going to die. Let's go. So they start fighting. I kind of went in the back of my mind, I'm like, I wonder if they're going to team up. No, that's not what happened at all. Randy Orton gets in there. He RKO's Kevin Owens after they fight for a little bit. And then Randy Orton teases that he's going to punt Kevin Owens. Now, if you don't know about Randy Orton's punt, it's like Kevin Owens' package pile driver. It is technically a banned move that WWE banned because they didn't want kids to run and just kick each other in the face like Lucy with the football. Are you getting the image of people doing it? Is that what's funny? So Randy Orton goes to do the punt, and right before he gets to swing his leg, security comes in and stops it, and the crowd is not happy with this. and neither is Randy Orton. So if I remember right, Randy Orton randomly RKO'd like four or five security guards. And the last guy went in and Randy Orton was like, I'm okay, I'm sorry. It sticks out his hand. And then he just RKO's the guy anyway. So Randy Orton's back for blood against Kevin Owens as well. So like I said, this was a solid show from top to bottom. You could definitely tell we're heating up for Mania because there was a lot of stuff set up during this show. I really, really, really like WWE doing the Elimination Chamber as the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania because it's really good to set up stories with. So if you get a chance to check out the show, check it out. Especially that first part with Jade Cargill, the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match. And the Chamber match itself was really good. But the aftermath of the Chamber is just... It's pretty unbelievable. It's a pretty wild turn of events. Like I said, once Cody tells Rock to where to go and what to do with it, that's when the insanity starts there. So that's going to do it for our show today. Like I said, I had some stuff to talk about with AEW. AEW Revolution is next week. It's on a Sunday. So we're probably going to talk about it the Saturday before. I'm not going to get up Monday before work and do a show. So if you want to hear our thoughts about Revolution, you're going to have to wait till the following show. But yeah, Elimination Chamber just left too much to talk about without overcrowding the show. So that's where we're stopping today. But make sure if you like our content, make sure to give us a like and a subscribe. It does help out the channel. Leave a comment with your thoughts on Elimination Chamber. Did you see John Cena's heel turn coming? Do you think... As I saw this morning, do you think it's the biggest heel turn since Hulk Hogan as the third man in the NWO?
Oh, man.
Leave your comments on what happened. Like I said, like it, subscribe, find us on social media at Married with Wrestling. Yeah, be our friend. And then we will talk to you guys next week when we preview AEW Revolution and talk about the fallout of all the insanity that went down at Elimination Chamber. So we'll see you next week.
Later.